Now. Alright, so we're going with some chicken and potatoes for tonight. Red potatoes, to be exact. After all, it's St. Patrick's Day. This is the time to get them. Okay.
4 diced red potatoes inside the water in a small to medium pan on the back of the stove on high.
Mm-hmm.
While those are going, in a pie pan, or on a plate, you have breadcrumbs, Italian style breadcrumbs. Put them down like this. You do not need egg wash or anything else for this recipe. You have your chicken already washed and taken care of inside of your dish. You turn the oil on and put it on high and let it start heating up. This way you can prepare the oil for when it's time to cook the chicken. Take each individual piece of chicken, as you see, the strip. Place inside of the pan, coat generously. Pressing down the whole time with the breadcrumbs with your hands. Make sure they're generously coated on both sides.
Don't mind her showing off her nail job.
Yes, please forgive my nail job. Please forgive it. Although it does look fabulous.
Well, that's why I pointed it out.
Put that to the side. You do each individual one. And you repeat the process. And of course, for those of you who are wondering, yes, my hands have been washed with soap and hot water. Please forgive the Pepsi bottle with not Pepsi in it. And of course, it's not liquor either.
It's not in camera range. I made sure to keep that out.
Again, repeat process till you have enough of them neatly coated on both sides. Cooking is not as tedious as people think that it is. It's an easy process, and the main ingredient when you're doing anything in the kitchen, especially cooking, is to do it with love. Love is always the key. Okay, we'll just finish coating this one last piece for now, and then we'll get back to the other pieces. The oil should be hot enough for us to go and put the chicken inside. And these are chicken strips made from chicken breasts. Now we'll take this as it is. Now, to test out the oil to ensure that it happens to be completely warm enough for the chicken for the frying process, you take a little bit of water on your hand without trying to set the place on fire. And once you see it pop back at you, you know it's ready for the meat. You lay each piece in individually, spaced out.
You want to make sure you don't crowd the pan.
You want to make sure that you do whatever you can in order to get the chicken cooking.
Because otherwise, temperature comes down, and that does cause problems with cooking.
Yes,
chicken.
It does. Now you just let that cook for a while. Those shouldn't take too long because they're very thin pieces. They're not very big pieces. But you come back and you start breading the other pieces that are left behind so you can repeat the process.
These are the kind of chicken that are great to have as leftovers. If kids get hungry, a couple pieces and some sauce, and they're happy.
Chicken fingers is a beautiful thing for children.
Yep.
Kids will eat that. It's similar to having chicken nuggets.
A little meatier, but still the dunking. We do have a viewer.
Nice.
Not bad for something I haven't done in 2 years.
Welcome, viewer. As you see, it's just frying there for now. We're just waiting on the potatoes as well to go and boil.
Yeah, you want to make sure to keep the chicken in one place. That works well as far as the cooking process. You don't want to keep moving it around. You'll see it start to brown up on the sides.
As you see, I constantly wash my hands as well when I'm doing, before touching anything else. Washing your hands is a necessity when cooking. So, as you see, it's getting a little golden brown here on the side. See what you do is, when it looks like this, nicely toasted on each side. That means that side is cooked. Just flip them, just like this, with a fork. And, or you could use one of those grabbing things like a salad tong. That's metal, of course. With a plastic area on the other side of it for the handles. And you can flip them just like this. Then you continue allowing them to brown. And that's the process. Now, for some of you who like to cook on high flames, you must be able to keep the flame at least on a 4 or a 5. But if you want to ensure that it doesn't burn, you do no higher than a 3 to a 3.5, which is in between the 4-digit and the 3-digit on the knob.
You basically want it on medium heat if your stove is set up differently. That's the plan.
Thank you, partner.
Not all stoves are set up the same.
Now, as you see, the potatoes are starting to warm up nicely.
Do you have anything in with those potatoes, like salt or anything?
No salt, just water. Just boil them straight.
Okay.
Now you prepare your plate to go and put your chicken inside of. This way you can drain the oil properly. Mind you, you can even do this with these chicken strips like this and cut them into smaller bite-sized pieces. Boil spaghetti, add sauce to it, and you can have chicken and spaghetti, or you can put that as chicken strips on top of spaghetti with a little bit of mozzarella cheese as well.
Like a quickie chicken parmesan.
Press them down a little bit to ensure the cooking process. And that's how they should look both sides. They're cooked on both sides very nicely. And this is the way they should be browned. And as I mentioned, you put them on, take out some paper towels, get a plate, put it down below, and you should have nothing but golden brown and beautiful chicken strips. Just like so. So you can put those to the side. Bring in the next set of strips. Of course, you're going to have some leftover breading from the, and mind you, this was done without egg wash. No egg wash whatsoever. It's simpler without the egg wash, and it still sticks and coats as you see. The rest of this, as you see, which is the breadcrumbs, just the Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, you can either hold on to them and put them in the fridge and combine them with flour and a little bit of adobo seasoning, just where you have them for future time. And or if you don't feel like keeping them, you may throw them out. Whichever one you prefer. Okay? Meantime, we have these beautiful chicken tenders frying once again. And then we have these beautiful chicken tenders, of which were fried perfectly.
You will notice a difference regarding the second batch. If you have to add oil, or just keep an eye on that for the later batch. But you want to make sure there's enough so that you still have that sizzling.
Yes.
That's the important part.
I agree.
I'm going to stop it at this point. Okay. I'll continue.
Okay. Now, as you see, we have the potatoes in the back. Those will be boiled. Those are going to be boiled.
Mm-hmm.
And as those are boiled, after those are boiled nicely and softly enough, but they're cut in bite-sized pieces, then what we'll do is we'll drain them in a colander or strainer, of which is the same thing as a colander. And then we're going to put them in a separate bowl, if not the same pot. And then we're going to put a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of black pepper for seasoning, and toss it together. If you wish to make them into mashed potatoes, just add butter, add milk. I'd say about a quarter cup of milk, an eighth to a quarter cup of milk. On this amount, and then you add in your salt and pepper. You can even add in soften if you want to when you're boiling potatoes. You can even put in garlic cloves to make garlic mash, fresh garlic. You peel it and you put it directly in the water with the potatoes and you let them boil together. Throw in a little bit of onion if you want, not white, preferably red. And then you can mash that all together with the milk, the salt, the pepper, and make that into a garlic mash. Okay? Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant and blessed week. Bye now.